Hello, welcome to this video where I'm going to showcase a set of battles between two players from the Sylph World Competition for factions. 8 teams from each region, LATAM, North America, Europe and APAC, have qualified for this tournament to become the best faction in the world. And we'll probably see different battles every week, different metas. Can't say it right now because this video is pre-recorded. But let's take a look at this matchup that we have right here now. So the matchup we're going to take a look at in bout 1 is in the Open Grey League. Now this is not show 6 pick 3, it's show 8, band 2 and block 2. I'm not going too much in depth into that, but we will take a look at the players that we have here. We have Zarddy, one of the best Brazilian players, against myself. Well, that's convenient. Well, I had my recordings the first, so it only made sense to make the first video out of my own matchup against Zarddy here. Very exciting. We're good friends. I asked Zarddy before the positions were decided which position he would take, and we decided to match up like that. So let's take a look at our players here. The first one we're going to take a look at is Zarddy. Like I said, he is one of the best Brazilian players. He even received prizes for this, which is pretty cool. Now, what exactly makes him one of the best players? One of the first greatest achievements that Zarddy reached here is winning the first Play Pokemon, I believe the first Play Pokemon tournament of 2022 in the LATAM regional. One of the very few. They had very few tournaments in that season. And he won Joinville, which allowed him to play at Worlds. Now, unfortunately, this one did not have a stream, but Worlds did. And we see here a little bit of a footage of Zarddy against Statistan. Zarddy reached top 5 here in the World Championships in London, which is an insane performance. He got knocked out by Crescent Angel out of the winner's bracket, and I believe by Dancing Rob, who won it all in the end in the losers bracket, unfortunately, but still top 5, insane performance. 2023 Play Pokemon tournaments. He didn't have as much luck at the Latin America International Championship. I think there was another regional in between, but at Natal, he actually did what he needed to do to qualify for Worlds yet again and get that travel award that, you know, really helps getting to Japan in 2023. He won Natal with the team that we see on the right here. And on top of that, what I also want to add to it, Zarddy probably has more achievements than this as well, but these are just the ones that I looked up and noted as well. He also won the league that I host. I sometimes have these custom metas, so in this case, Zarddy won all of it, got a cool trophy, got a cash prize for it, and you know, he's been in my community for like 2 years, so I'm very happy to have him around. And yeah, now let's take a look at myself. I don't always exactly feel the need to talk about my achievements. I know they're pretty good, but for the sake of the format, I'll just showcase some of my own. I've only put Play Pokemon achievements here, so no grassroots tournaments or anything here. So my first achievement, basically the EUIC, I got to top 7 here, where I made a very iconic catch against my opponent Azure, who I played in the losers finals at that time, and then I lost in the next round against Dancing Rob. At Lille 2023, I did not play at Worlds in 2022, unfortunately. It was really not my season, but I got top 5 there. I swept my whole winner's bracket in Lille and then lost 2 battles in a row. The first one against Colin and the next one against one of my best friends, the Nut93, aka Felix. We had a great time on stream, as you see me laughing the whole time. In Stuttgart, that's where I qualified for Worlds by getting to top 3 here. That's because the invite cascaded down from me, Guido, who won all of it. And here you see me trying out the Dunsparce for the first time actually live on the stream, because this was right after the moveset update then, and I won this matchup by 1 HP on the Dunsparce to get a Driron on both Lickitung and Lantern. At the EUIC, I didn't have a stream performance, but I did get to top 13. It was the biggest and most competitive tournament to date at that point, with 256 players, and I am very proud to got to top 13 there, which is basically top cut. Top 16 is top cut there. Unfortunately, in my winner's bracket, I made a very stupid misplay. I think I just zoned out for a sec and I couldn't pull through. That's just what it is. If you make mistakes, you don't win tournaments. And then my final performance was in the United States, in Hartford. I was on a like 2-week holiday trip in the United States from New York to Boston, and I played at Hartford there. I even had a interview on the official stream, which was fun, with my friend Wholesome and Mark Son as the casters, and I played against my friends Magic Mason and Hot Pocket. Hot Pocket eventually knocked me out after I lost to a Bastiodon, Nidoqueen, and Sneasler on day 1. And good thing I recovered that as well, because I faced that player again in the losers finals, and then I won. So let's take a look at the matchup now. So these are the teams that we have. Like I said, it's Show 8, Ban 2, Block 2. I colored the Pokemon that we blocked green here. So those, we cannot ban those from each other, right? So I'm banning 2 from Zarddy. Zardy is banning 2 from mine. I'm not going too much in depth into the analysis of that. The only thing I'll say is that I have quite the flaw with having my Pelipper blocked. He has Lantern blocked. Pelipper is useless in that case. He's quite weak to Pokemon like Obstagoon, Alolan Sandslash, which I've blocked, and Dunsparce. But I have to ban Registeel and what's it called? Lickitung here. So as you see here, I ban Lickitung and Registeel, and he bans my Whimsicott and Medicham. That makes his Lantern even more viable, and you're going to see soon in these battles that actually makes this a really tough matchup for me, because Lantern makes, even almost beats Alolan Sandslash in the 2 shields. We will actually take a look at that soon. Now, one more thing about this. At this point of the battle, the score is 10-8 for us. I have a pretty bad matchup, but and it's also Zarddy. So Zarddy is one of the best players, and I have to make that one bad matchup work. All the field players that we have, the field specialists, Maxi, Guido, Last Damnation, and MyJoke, they put in a lot of work. They got about 9 points for all of us, and then Savage Boy and Scafo, unfortunately, couldn't make it work very well. They both had tough matchups, and now it's up to me to do it. Let's take a look at these battles here. We have Zarddy on the left. Ironic because my camera's here, but it's I just basically took the Sylph side. And we have my team, my side on the right here. We have the first battle, Umbreon into Alolan Ninetales. The toughest thing about this is that if I don't win the lead, I just lose the battle usually. I have the what I call the Michael moveset. If you remember, if you've seen the Japanese qualifier, Michael Starenka from Niantic played against one of the casters, and he grass knotted a Swampert with this moveset. I'm running it as well. Grass Knot for that Lantern, Volt Switch for the Noctowl, and Rock Slide comes in very nicely for this Alolan Ninetales. Now, Weather Ball will take me out here, so I kind of have to shield that. I predict him swapping it, trying to catch that Rock Slide, but he only catches a Grass Knot here. Now, you'll see this doesn't do that much damage. In fact, Mew still loses the 0s and the 1s against Water Gun Lantern that we see here. What I want to do now is to quickly outpace this Lantern to a charge attack, so I can maybe lock in the next Pokemon, which could be hopefully not Medicham, but we see in the back on Zardy's side that it is Medicham, and I have Umbreon and Alolan Sandslash left, which is not great for me. I'm gonna throw the Ice Punch just right before the next surf, which will take it out at this point, barely. Ice Punch is not a strong move. In comes Alolan Sandslash. And yeah, I realized that this is just over because my opponent here has a Medicham. Not only Medicham, but also the Umbreon. So that's not going to work very well. Unfortunately, that's the first loss that I have in this set. So I need to win one of 2 battles. If Zarddy sweeps me, his faction will win this bout. And it's an important one because I consider as Elite Four as the best, if not or the semi-best in our group. Skytech coming in here from Noctowl. This is a matchup that I don't think I win in the 0 shields. I also just go for the Psychic first here. There's no reason to run Last Resort really. Yeah, there's no reason to. There's nothing like another Dark type here, so I can try and go for that attack drop, but I don't get it unfortunately. That makes it difficult. Skytech coming in. I kind of need Switch, but what I really want is to get Shields down, because Shields down, my Mew is actually pretty good. Or like Shield Advantage. That's what I need on Mew. Mew is my RPS breaker here. There will always be Lantern. Noctowl is really good for him as well. The thing about Alolan Sandslash that you'll see, it just doesn't carry on its own. It really doesn't. Yes, it can beat Noctowl and Lantern, but it's not strong enough to beat both of them really. Skytech coming in. Barely losing this matchup, unfortunately. I also let them sneak a wing attack. Maybe that was the difference here. It is what it is. Going for the Shadow Claw down. I get 2 Shadow Claws, which is nice, I guess. And now you see this Alolan Sandslash with energy is actually a problem for Zarddy. But also, the Umbreon that I had is the only hard answer I have to his Alolan Sandslash. It has a pretty good, like Umbreon has a good answer there because it resists the Shadow Claws, right? And that makes it pretty good against Alolan Sandslash. You'll see that Water Gun Lantern is pretty fine in this matchup, to be honest. The Drill is super effective, only does about 55% though, and the Shadow Claws, they don't have the same type attack bonus, so they don't add up as much here. Going for that next Drill, I'm very careful of him catching. Obviously, since he has his own Sandslash, he is not going to catch, but I didn't know at that point. Zarddy knows his matchups very well here, realizing he wins the one shields, so he can just let that one go, keep the shield for his own Alolan Sandslash, and now I am shields down. I have very little energy here, and his own Alolan Sandslash comes in. I have some HP, but I need to get to Drill Run. If I don't get to the Drill Run, I lose this battle. Going for the Ice Punch bait. Let's see if I can get there. I can definitely not. And look at this. He actually threw the Ice Punch, and I caught it. I swapped out because I realized I couldn't get there. Apparently, he would have thrown the Ice Punch into my Sandslash. In that case, perhaps I could have won this battle. I think Rock Slide does a little bit, about 50%, maybe a little bit less. So honestly, I highly doubt it, but could have been closer here. That's the second loss I have right now. My Sandslash comes in, as you see, would not have gone to that attack here. So score is 10-10 right now between myself and Zarddy. Zarddy is about to sweep me. He knows how these Pokemon work, and I just can't get the alignment that I need. Here we go, the last game. Can Mew core break this for me? I've brought it every time. We have Alolan Sandslash lead against Lantern. You see that Zardy's running triple weak to Alolan Sandslash here. But Lantern has a fine matchup here. Even Noctowl doesn't do that bad here because I need 2 Ice Punches. One Shadow Ball does about 50%. All these Pokemon can get me low. Even Alolan Ninetales can charm me very low in the 2 shields. Look at this. First Surf coming up. I'm already at half HP here, by the way. I'm just saying. So like I also said earlier, I'm always going to play for Shield Advantage Mew if there's any chance to do that. Going for that next Drill on here. He does shield that. And look at this. Right before I get to my next Drill, I'm already so low. I am so low already. If I shield this, yes, I have Switch. Do I want that? I mean, he has a half Lantern remaining. This is still difficult. Going into my Sableye, I realize there's likely Alolan Ninetales or Noctowl on the back. Well, unfortunately, we see both. Noctowl comes in. Zarddy baits out my Mew like this. Is a very good play from him. And I realize it's going to be Alolan Ninetales in the back. Right? Because otherwise, he likely would not swap out. If it was Medicham, he probably would have stayed in with that Lantern and keep Alolan Ninetales on the Sableye, and now it's looking difficult for me. But I do have this nice surprise. But Mew also lacks power, so I actually have to throw this Rock Slide because Zarddy would get to the Shadow Ball in one more wing attack. Not great. Mew's a little bit bulkier than the likes of like Alolan Sandslash though, so it can take the Water Guns and the Surf just a little bit better. I don't faint to it just yet here. Does come through. I'm not sure if I can get to a Grass Knot, but since I know it's Alolan Ninetales in the back, I don't even want to throw my energy here. I'm gonna go into Sableye right away. Actually, I need to get the energy as quick as possible, but Zarddy is so quick with his swap. Charms, Chunk. If this Charm lands, if the return KOs, the Charm does not land, and I should be able to get to a foul play on the Lantern. Let's take a look here. Return. It lives at 1 HP. Charm goes through. He doesn't get to Weather Ball, but now his Lantern can farm me down. I don't get to a move on it now, and it's almost at another Surf. But Mew's still alive. Mew's still alive, and I get to the Rock Slide. This is a charge stack priority. We're both at the move now. If this does not KO the non-same attack bonus Rock Slide, it does KO, and I actually pull out that 1 point here that I needed so bad against Zarddy to win this matchup. So that's a 1-2 score. Zarddy won against me. Well played. He had a good matchup. I expected it was going to be very tough, and he played very well, but I needed to get 1 point. That's all I needed. I think we kind of both won, but obviously Zarddy wanted the 3-0, so his faction would have also won that bout. They were 3-9 behind. They got back to 10-11, so well played by Elite Four there, and well played by Zarddy. I hope you liked this video. We'll have plenty more. See you in the next one.